How's it going, people? For today's video, we're gonna be checking out the alien weapons after last week's update. Before we jump into it, I just want to remind everybody that you will get a couple of free llamas in the llama shop every day until December 25th. So be sure to log in every day and collect those free llamas. Also, this week we got the Superheated Challenge in Frost Night. If you're able to complete it, you'll get the Ginger Blaster as a reward, which we've already reviewed. I'll leave a link to that review in the description. You'll also get this banner if you complete it. The Pain Train also returned to the event store this week. And this is like a top 5 assault rifle in Save the World, so I would recommend getting it if you haven't gotten it already. And that's pretty much everything we got this week. I am going to go ahead and quickly remind everybody what we're getting next week as well. On December 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll get the special delivery Frost Night Challenge. For this one, it's going to be a little bit harder to find blue glow in the environment. And if you're able to beat it, you'll get this banner. You'll also get Ted as a reward from that Frost Night Challenge. And I would recommend that you try to get him, because his perk is really useful when it comes to minigun loadouts. And again, you'll be able to get him on December 25th from the special delivery Frost Night Challenge. And the last thing we're getting this weekend is Santa's Little Helper, which should be available in the event store. And this is like a top 4 rocket launcher, so I would recommend getting that one as well. Alright, so the first weapon I want to take a look at is the third rail. And before we load in and test it out, I did want to show what perks I have on it and what possible perks you can put on it. And here's the loadout we're going to use when we test out the third rail sniper. Here's the list of changes that they made to it. Damage no longer falls off with range. Damage also increases up to 4 times as you charge it up, so you're going to want to fully charge it. It takes about 3 seconds. They increased the magazine size from 1 to 3, so you can get 3 shots off now before you'll have to reload. They increased the damage against the environment, so you can destroy objects easier. They also increased headshot damage. And they also increased knockback magnitude. So those are the changes they made to it. Now we're going to go ahead and test it out against this power level 140 smasher from a distance. Make sure the damage doesn't fall off with range. Should I use my war cry too?
No, just do, you know, naked, rare.
No
yeah. Just regular.
They say if you fully charge it, 2.7 million, and we just one-shot him. I think it's better now, Red. That's without sub-wafers, without war cry, without crit rating. What? Bro, without crit rating, we just one-shot the 140. Okay, alright, third rail is better. Third rail's better. It's better, Red.
I'm better! I am better!
Because when we tested it last time, we had to use 2 shots to kill it, right? Yeah, and this time we were able to kill it with just 1. So the third rail sniper is definitely a lot better than it used to be. I don't think the fire rate perk works.
Or makes a difference?
No, because it's pretty much the same charge up time. I also wanted to compare the damage numbers when we fully charge it versus when we don't fully charge it. So this time we're only going to charge it halfway. 975,000. So yeah, that's how much damage we dealt when we didn't fully charge it. Obviously nowhere near 2.7. So if you want to deal the most damage, make sure you fully charge it. Next up, we're going to try out the Pulse Pounder. Before we load in though, I do want to show what perks we have on ours and what perks you can put on it. So here are the perks we're going to use while we test it. And here's the loadout we're going to use while we test the Pulse Pounder. It's the same loadout we used the last time we tested. When it comes to the Pulse Pounder, they added a large headshot damage bonus when you're aiming down sights. They also increased damage against Husk and the environment, and they reduced the impact to compensate for that increased damage. But let's see how much damage we deal this time. And for this first one, we're just going to hip fire. It looks like we dealt up to 575,000 damage, which is definitely more than we did last time. Like the patch note says, you're going to get increased headshot damage when you do aim down sights. So we're going to go ahead and ADS on this taker. 734,000. And that's definitely more than we dealt when we were not aiming down sights. But last time we tested it, I think the most damage we dealt was 460,000. So yeah, with the damage it's dealing now, if I had to compare it to any other AR, I would say it's very similar to the Grunt, which is a really good AR. So the Pulse Pounder is definitely a lot better now compared to before. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Shooting Star. And first thing I want to do is show the perks that we have on it. And these are the same perks we used last time when we tested it. Here's the loadout we're going to use while we test out the shooting star, because it was the same loadout we used when we tested it the first time. They increased the heat capacity so it can fire in much longer bursts. They slightly reduced damage against husk, and they also significantly increased the damage against the environment. 120, 114. I think I saw like 140 in there too, which is a little bit more than we did last time, but the only reason we're dealing a little bit more is because we have an extra person here now. So not really a huge difference in terms of damage, but they did increase the heat capacity or the magazine size. So right now we're at 591, and if we use the entire thing, it goes to 533. So it used a total of 58 energy ammo. Compared to before, it only used 39. So it does last a little bit longer, but it doesn't deal as much damage as it used to. Yeah, it looks like they changed some of the perks on here, because I don't remember there being a damage to miss monsters and bosses and damage to slowed on this third slot. But yeah, let's go ahead and scroll over all the perks so you can see what you can put on there now. So yeah, those are the changes they made to the perk slots. Here's the perks we're going to use while we test it, which is slightly different than the perks we had before. Here's the loadout we're going to use for the Plasmatic Discharger. Couldn't really use a proper loadout because it wasn't classified as a ranged weapon last time, but here's the loadout we're going to use this time. And yeah, let's go ahead and load in and test it out. So when it comes to the Plasmatic Discharger, they slightly reduced the damage. They slightly reduced the impact area. They decreased the time its projectile lasts after hitting a player built structure. And they increased the ammo cost from 3 to 30. It used to last 8 seconds when you shoot at player built structures, but now it only lasts 4 seconds. Whether you shoot at a player built structure or not, it's going to last for 4 seconds. So that's one of the changes they made. They also increased the ammo from 3 to 30, so it's definitely more expensive now. Rip to everybody's batteries. I have used the Plasmatic Discharger since the last update. We used it in Frost Knight, and we were able to kill like power level 500 smasher mini bosses with it. Oh my, somebody's shooting. Okay. Thanks for keeping my property value low, random citizen. I think I killed one. Maybe.
This one's about to die. What is that? Yeah. Where'd it go?
You're too close to it, Aone. Get away from it.
I gotta kill it. I killed it. Alright, I killed two, Uva. So I already know it's still really good. Still one of the most powerful weapons in Save the World, even after last week's nerf. Like I said, the only thing, it's going to be more expensive and it's not going to last this long. It's still going to deal a whole lot of damage and it's still going to kill quickly. So let's go ahead and find a smasher and show what it looks like after the patch.
It costs what it should cost, as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing in the game that should knock out a PL 500 husk, and it costs 3 energy cells. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad they nerfed it the way they did, because I would rather it stay dealing the damage it does and not last long or cost more than cost less, last long, and deal less damage. Like, I'm very happy with the damage it deals right now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and test it out on this power level 140 smasher. And I'm not going to use subwoofers or anything, because honestly, you don't need it. Let's just go ahead and shoot it. And he's dead. So, I didn't see the damage numbers, but yeah, we just did that whole encampment with one shot. Still one of the best weapons in Save the World, people. I know they give you the option to reset the discharger, but nah. You don't want to. You'll want to keep this one and max it out. Keep it. Thank me later. The only thing I'm curious about now is the 6 perks. Do they work now? Okay, this is definitely 15%. If we don't kill him this time, 6 perk don't work. Nope, it definitely doesn't. Because he should have died after that last shot.
Oh, take one more shot.
He should have died. Oh. Yep, he should have died right there. He still didn't. So yeah, I don't think that 6 perk works. The one that immediately kills husk below 15%. It doesn't look like that works after last week's patch. So it looks like they still got some more work to do when it comes to alien weapons. So yeah, when it comes to 6 perks, that one definitely doesn't work yet. Or at least based on our testing, it looks like it doesn't work. The one that applies a stack of slow and freezes for 3 seconds does work. And the one that increases your shield, it does replenish it for 3% of the damage dealt, but it doesn't increase your max shields by 20%. So I think that one's still a little buggy. It does sort of work, but not really. And yeah, like y'all saw, this 15% health 6 perk didn't work for us either. So just wanted to give y'all a heads up on that because they didn't really mention that in the patch notes. So yeah, that's what the alien weapons look like after last week's patch. I think what surprised me the most was the third rail sniper. It seems like that got the biggest buff out of all the weapons. Pulse Pounder did feel a little bit more powerful. Didn't really notice a huge difference when it comes to Shooting Star though. But let me know what you all think about the alien weapons after the last patch. Also, big shout out to Red and Cookies for helping out with the video. Before I go, big shout out to everybody who uses creator code A1. I appreciate y'all's support. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.